Hi friends and friendly subscribers, welcome back to my channel today. This is Inner Hill Tarot, and today with this video I want to explain why Imbolc is so special, especially this year for me. And yeah, I hope my sharing can help you as well in your tarot study journey or your magical journey in your life. Okay, so let's do this. And today with this video I'm going to do the video with the help of the Druid Craft Tarot and the Wildwood Tarot. Okay, because both of them are like very connected with the Celtic rites, and because I live in the West Europe right now, and yeah, because I'm so connected in this West Europe earth right now, so this is the type of the tarot decks that I'm going to use. Okay, even the notion, so the notion of Imbolc is it comes from the tradition of the Wiccan, I think, in the Celtic tradition, which is also called the Candlemas or Bridget's Eve, February the 1st. By the way, this is from the book of the Mother Peace Tarot, the rituals and practices that I already bring it out in the previous video of energy pairing between the Gorgon's Tarot and Mother Peace Tarot. I think it's a nice video as well. You could check it out if you want. Okay, so in here is like we're talking about the Candlemas or the Bridget's Eve. Candlemas is the witch's initiation. That's what does that mean? The witch's initiation time, which is like started 6 weeks after the winter solstice and 6 weeks before spring equinox. The sacred holiday belonged to the Celtic Bridget, who was said to pass the night and bestow healing power. So Candlemas is the time of the quickening of the energy of the new year, when the life force is beginning to return and the seed sprouts. Okay, so why I'm bringing this to you today, and what does this mean, witch's initiation? Do we need to like starting to wear black clothes everywhere with the three-pointed hat like the witches? No. What it means with the witch's initiation is like we have to look at from the word witch first, right? Who are the witches actually? The witches are the magician in tarot. Like, I feel it like that. Don't quote me on this actually, but that's based on my personal journey. I feel that the witches is the magician energy. And who are the magicians in tarot? The magicians are people that understand the elements very well, right? And therefore he can not just predict what kind of energy coming his way, but he can manipulate the energy and using it as their will, basically. So what is the witch's initiation? Witch's initiation is like the starting up of the understanding of the elements. And to understand the elements, I feel the best way to do it is based on time, on the timeline, and what kind of elements that predominant work on this timeline, right? So, and because of the Gregorian calendar or the regular calendar doesn't work very well, I feel, for this, because there's a lot of disconnected stories, and also because Gregorian calendar, which is like solar calendar that we used a lot today, are like based on Christianity that doesn't really relate, if you will, with what we're trying to do, connecting with the earth. again, and I feel that the timeline that we need to use is the one that based on the pagan rituals time before Abrahamic religion come into our consciousness. And because of the Pisces age that's just starting to live, and we're in the transition age now between Pisces and Aquarius, sorry. So yeah, Abrahamic religion, it's not very connected with the earth. Basically, it's very it goes towards oneness, but it's not. It's kind of like a distorted version of oneness, I feel. Sorry. And yeah, because of the Gregorian calendar and the solar calendar is based on those Abrahamic religion, I think, and we're moving from this Pisces age into Aquarius age. So that's the very first thing as a witch's initiation that we need to do, is to change our calendar, basically, to change our understanding of time. And to me, the most effective one is to use the druid Wiccan, the Celtic calendar that featured both in the Druid Craft Tarot and the Wildwood Tarot. And I will add also from the Celtic Wisdom Tarot as well in a bit, but this is more important. Okay, by the way, before I started this, please don't forget to what? Pum, pam, pum, pam. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comments on this video if you keep coming back to my channel and find my videos useful. Okay, and also shout out to Nan, a person who's like really nice, and I bought these 2 decks from her as a collective of a lot of 13 decks, including this one. I'm so grateful for you, Nan. Thank you so much. If you watch this video is actually dedicated for you. Okay, so let's start this. So from the Druid Craft Tarot, I really love, and also why I always recommend people to buy real decks, not fake deck, because of this, because of the guidebook is actually saving you money, to buy yet another book to explain about these things. And fake decks, they always just give you a very generic PDF explanation on the cards, you know. They will not give you in-depth introduction to the deck itself, and therefore you're just harming yourself, basically, because you're going to do readings for yourself or others in just like half understanding manner, and it's really, really bad. Okay, so it's better to just buy the real thing. If you don't have money to buy the new things, just have it traded in a lot of social media groups that have traded. You don't really have to buy everything with cash, basically. Okay, you just need patience. So with this Druid Craft Tarot guidebook, as you see, is very solid. It has the Celtic calendar actually, and to incorporate tarot with it. What it means with this tarot understanding with the Imbolc and the Celtic tradition is so you understand why certain elements work in a certain time frame, and you can work with these elements in this time frame more closely. And so basically what I'm trying to say, you have more intention with your life. Being a witch or being a magician is basically that. You have an intention, very clear intention every day of your life. You live your life consciously. But of course, if you don't have the guidelines and you have the grid to help you, how do you know which way is correct, which one is the true north, right? One of the best way to know is to work with the earth, to work with the energy of the elements. That's why yesterday I made the video with the untamed elemental as our precursor to work during this Imbolc, during this witch initiation period. Okay, so this meeting of inner and outer world as a calendar, we are in here now in February the 1st with Imbolc, and as you can see, this is the symbol of the Pentacles. So basically this deck asks us to do these 3 circular shape with the 78 tarot cards, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to do the Imbolc part. Okay, so this is the energy of the outer world, which is, for me, the Imbolc is, I'm going to see the 6, 7, 8 in here. Okay, just for the sake of it, I will do like this. Let's put the crystal here. And then the second circle, we're just gonna mimic this. Okay, so you understand this is supposed to be a circle, but I'm making it into this thing. Okay, so let's concentrate on the Queen and King here. It's supposed to have like 9 and 10 as well, but yeah, 8, between 8 and 9 as the King of Pentacles. So 8 with this, Queen with the 6 and 7 of Pentacles. Okay, and the inner side, this is the energy of the major arcana, which is, if we see here, is the energy of 2 is the High Priestess, the Lady, and Emperor. I'm not going to take the Emperor here. Just take it for the sake of it, I guess. The Lord. Okay, so it feels like it's a bit messy, but you already seen it from the book. I'm gonna create it this way, actually, this spread. So we already see from the creating from the book, we're concentrating on this part only. Okay, so with this Imbolc energy, what it means is we need to embrace the energy of the Prince. So the Prince of Pentacles, what is the energy of the Prince of Pentacles? The energy of him is quite slow and steady pace. I don't have the Prince of Pentacles here, sorry, but it's basically a very slow moving energy, but steady and very sure, basically, right? Full of planning. And then we also embracing the energy of the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So what does that means with embracing the energy of these 3 court cards in the minor arcana? It's basically we're making a plan for this year, because the year is starting with the Imbolc. Actually, I will explain further with the other book from the Wildwood Tarot. So we're embracing the energy, the pace of the Prince or Knight of Pentacles, which is slow and steady with a careful planning. And our planning is and our aim is to be the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. And what is the energy of these two, Queen and King of Pentacles? Their energy is really understanding what is material world means for them, what is material wealth. Yeah, they have the full understanding basically, and the full control of of what material possessions means to them, right? They know how, with the hair here, they know how to create more, produce more, but they also know how to, with the bird here, they have the understanding when to stop, when to just relax, enjoying the music maybe with the bird here. Basically, they know the energy of Aquarius is also I know. So the energy of Queen and King of Pentacles is we know what material world means to us. So that is the energy that we need to embrace at this time, with the carefully planned things for this year. So probably you're starting to planning, if you're an entrepreneur, what is the target of my business this year, and what is the trajectory, and if you're like working with other people, or you're working in a company, you have a plan for this year. What kind of, probably you want to have a new role in the company, or you have this achievement that you want to get a raise, for example, or you want to get another role in the company. So this is the best time to plan. What do you have in your cards from before, right? So yeah, so that is the type of energy of the conscious, let me say that it's the consciousness, the conscious energy that we can embrace in this, right? But as this tree, the 6, 7, 8 of Pentacles is the outward energy that we can project and we can do as a practical action every day, actually. So with the 6 of Pentacles here, 7 and 8, right? So basically it's a practical energy. 7 is a practical energy of the Knight of Pentacles. Basically it's the practical energy, and the 8 of Pentacles as well. What is the 7 of Pentacles really? The 7 of Pentacles is like the energy of waiting all of your plan to come to fruition, basically, and to start to invest, right? To invest in your plan, actually. So it's normally it's the energy of someone who's watering and taking care of the garden until it's come to fruition. So in here also, because you work already with the planning in the Knight of Pentacles, so now you also cultivate patience and how to reroute your plan when it doesn't really go to your plan, because when you take care of a garden, you also have to do the energy of weeding out things, right? Like this guy is like taking out the mistletoe and stuff like that to prepare for the next Christmas time, or it's very Christian. So basically with the mistletoe, taking the mistletoe is to prepare it for the next winter solstice or something like this, weeding out patience, basically, right? And the energy of the Eight of Pentacles as well, the same. This is the practical energy on how to understanding how to become the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Basically, how to craft, how to learn to do your craft in a very practical manner, not time wasting, how to be very efficient in your craft, right? Not time consuming. If anyone have ever read the 4-Hour Work Week, that books was quite famous for a while before. So that's basically it, how to be very focused for a certain time, maybe 4 hours a day, to really do your work that can bring money very effectively to you. So this is the time, how to be more creative and more effective in your work. Okay. And the Six of Pentacles, also the energy, I think it's the practical energy of the King of Pentacles. You know when to give to other people, because the Six of Pentacles is really giving, you know, giving advice, giving your time, because time is also money, is also energy. Basically, any type of energy consumes that you give away to other people. And the King of Pentacle energy understood this when he can hold back and just enjoy the energy of everything around him for himself, when is the time to give to other people. So this is, maybe you have a, if we are the urban people, right, maybe we can plan when we can have the social responsibility in our life. For example, one Saturday every 2 weeks, you go to community garden and help the people there weeding out, or just to chat, to have a chat with people who taking care of that garden, things like that. Or you can go online and give, you know, support to people in your, for example, for me, in my tarot group, in social media, actually I added just comments, you know, positive comments, or just like very very natural, not highly opinionated comments. Because a lot of times in social media, someone says something that's very polarized, and then, you know, comments start rolling, you know, saying yes or no about certain things. And you can also be giving the advice in a very holding the dichotomy way of being. That's also energy that helping people. Okay, so like energy of Queen and King of Pentacle is just that, to understand how to distribute energy in the world that you have, basically. Okay, but for the inner world, which is like the psychological world, let me bring it back again, the map. So the map of the Imbolc is in here, actually, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the Magician, the Empress, the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Emperor. Okay, so, and in the Wildwood Tarot, it will include the High Priestess as well, which is, I will say more later. Let's say in here 1, 2, 3, 4 first. So psychologically, or in a subconscious mind, what we need to embrace during this time of Imbolc as our, and bring it into consciousness, is the archetype of the Magician, the High Priestess, the Lady, and the Lord. Basically the Empress and the Emperor. Okay, let's start with the magician first again. So like I said before, the magician is with this Imbolc is the witch's initiation, which is like starting to understand what is the element means in our life at any given time, right? And the way we need to understand this is really to understand the timeline of everything in our 3D. Like this guy, look at this guy, the druid priest wearing the raven cloak, is to have the meaning that he understood the wisdom of the elements, and that is going to roll over and over again. And he also understand the alchemy with this symbolism, and in his crotch it also means that he understand the sexual energy that can be transformed into a higher knowledge, you know. In here he can bring the idea that he's taking down from the sky, from the ether, into the earth, into matters, you know, into a practical action, in this Imbolc time. Okay, so that is the magician. And the high priestess energy is also to incorporate it, the notion of Aquarius energy. Actually, Aquarius energy mantra is I know. I know meaning is like there's a lot of hidden knowledge that you cannot take. You cannot take it from just reading the books or something like that. And sometimes it can also be called like as a common sense. You know, common sense means like if you see, for example, if you see like a, for example, like when you make candle, right? You don't put, and like you see the candle is in a secure place in here, in a nice amethyst crystal candle holder, and it's just common sense, right? For example, if you see in focus now, all of this, my materials is highly flammable materials, like the tatami, the cards. So of course, and also with the Palo Santo, right? It's just common sense that you have to be tending to the fire and not to leave it alone, like burning by itself. That's common sense. That common sense is also a part of the high priestess energy. But also sometimes it's you know, in the old in a regular Raider Whitesmith, the high priestess have like these two pillar with the B and J, which is like it's in a Kabbalistic pillar, which means mercy and severity. What this means is like the high priestess have a knowing when to have mercy, which is giving, and when is the severity, when is cutting, you know, when is like have the energy, oh, I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna waste this energy from of myself to do this endeavor. You know, this is the practical meaning for our urban life, right? If you're not like working with tarot metaphysically. Yeah, because metaphysical work, believe me, it will create more. You can check my crystal video that will be uploaded today also. That is working with the metaphysical power of the high priestess. Okay, so with the lady and the lord is basically also you know, with the plan, it's in the planning actually, with the prince or knight of pentacles, is the planning when to give birth to something and when to hold it, when to guard it with the emperor, right? Just like to stay there and to guard your belonging, basically. So that is from the Druid Craft Tarot, and I hope you understand what I'm saying, why is the Imbolc is important, and why these steps, you know, why starting from the Pentacles energy, even though we're in the Aquarius time, every Imbolc we will be in Aquarius time, which is like the air and water energy. Okay, so now we're seeing from the second book, the Wildwood Tarot guidebook, that's also adding even more in the psychological term, because also this deck has its diagram, time map, basically, right? So we're now, according to the Wildwood Tarot, is in Imbolc, which is the time for the energy of the ancestor, and pole star, which is in regular Rider-Waite-Smith's ancestor is the Hierophant, and the pole star, which is the star. So what does this mean psychologically and as an additional from the Druidcraft Tarot? So psychologically, if you're done with your planning for the year, okay, so the next step is you can add what is psychologically you want to understand this year. With the ancestor and the pole star, the meaning of it is to add up in our psychological world, right? The archetypal world. And the high priest, which is the ancestor, is sometimes also is the counterpart of the high priestess. When the high priestess is working with the energy, the high priest is working with the mercy and severity in the practical way, in the world way, right? In the 3D way. So that's why in Rider-Waite-Smith a lot of, well, actually the Hierophant is the Pope, right? Someone who's making the intuition of making the institution of your intuition, right? So it's that's why in the Rider-Waite-Smith the Hierophant is the Pope, which is the highest power in Christianity, because he's the one who create the rules of what is religious matter work. And this also can be like and this is the conscious part, right? But the unconscious part one is the ancestor. Why? Because the ancestors is actually the one who bestow us the religious belief or the tradition in our lineage, in our physical body lineage, right? For example, if they are people who like salty food, for example, and most of the time we will be inclined to like salty food, it doesn't mean that we probably also have aversion of salty food because of probably some of our ancestor being force-fed salty foods as well, right? So basically what I mean with this is like if the high priest or Hierophant is the tradition of religion in an institutional way, and the ancestor is the religion in your physical way. So your habits, for example, if your ancestors are morning person or they are farmers, so most of the time you're probably also an early riser, early morning routine is not a problem for you, you know. But if your ancestor is someone who's nocturnal, have a nocturnal life, for example, if they are a witch or witches or druids, and that works a lot in nocturnal, so probably you will be waking up late a lot of times in your days. Okay, so this is the added consideration of what you can put in a plan with the Prince of Pentacle, Knight of Pentacle energy. What is the plan here? What is the energy from the ancestor that you want to harness or you want to transmute? So for example, if you don't like to be an early riser, so how can you transmute this to wake up a little bit later or something? I don't know. Maybe, yeah, you're coming from people who work in a farm and you want to be witches that work at night. It could be, right? So it can be like that. And the additional card that you can work with at this time of Imbolc is the pole star, which is the star, basically, and your hope. And this is expressing your hope and dreams in the subconscious, right? So with this way, you see like this person looking at the North Star. With this way, I would suggest to work with the crystal. Actually, you can check out my other video for today, the Imbolc, how to manipulate, not manipulate, but how to put intention in the earth directly with the help of the crystal, and connecting with the hope, you know, with the dreams, with our true north. What is our soul purpose? This is the best time to do it in Imbolc until the next full moon, which is in February the 5th. Okay, so that is the additional pathways from the Wildwood Tarot. Okay, so that's why. And the additional one, I'm just going to be fast with this, it's from the Celtic Wisdom Tarot. With the Guardian is actually also Bridget, and this is actually also the High Priestess energy. Let's just have a quick one. The Guardian in here, it's the Guardian shows the goddess Brigantia, the mistress of truth. Oops, sorry. This lady, and the goddess is known as Bride in Scotland, Freyre in Wales, I know how to pronounce it, Brigantia in Britain, and Bridget in Ireland. So the Romans called her Minerva and associated her with the goddess Solis, guardian of city of Bath in Britain. That makes sense because Bath is the hot water springs in Britain. So if you live in the UK, or probably you're arriving to the UK soon, so or in the future, you know, so you know now in the time of what do you call again, of Imbolc, you can also go to Bath to put intention. What do you want to do? What kind of emotion you want to convey this time? Because Bath is hot springs, right? It's what kind of new knowledge, new emotional knowledge that you want to get at this time and in period. And also it has the Bridget cross. It's really beautiful cross. I don't have it with me right now. A woven thistle of rushes, and it's protecting. It's for protection at this time. So that is my reason why Imbolc is important, and I hope you find this video useful, and I hope from this video, you also understand why I'm so adamant about guidebooks and about buying the real tarot decks, you know, because really it's not just the right thing to do, and we really give the author of any tarot decks, any craft of arts, back to the people who really, who's a genuine producer of, and the true magician who bring the idea from the ether into fruition. But also it's the only way how we can work intimately in a full knowing what we are doing with the deck. Actually, I mean, tarot, as many spiritual paths like yoga, like psychedelics, you know, like meditation process, even the act to go to church and in the traditional religion, it's only going to work if we use genuinity and do the work in an honest way. And being honest, the first step of being honest is purchasing the real work, not buying the fake deck. Okay, so with this Imbolc, please make an intention to buy always the real thing, the real deck, and work with it intimately. Okay, so that is my take on this year Imbolc. I hope you find it useful, and if you do, please don't forget to subscribe, share, comments on my video. Go to my eBay store in the bio. If anything you like and within your budgets, you can help me that way as well. I would be really thankful to help me to keep going with this channel. And yeah, thank you so much for your energy, guys. I really appreciate the additional subscription during these weeks. I really truly thankful. And thank you also, Nan, for, you know, selling this deck in bulk for me, and I can work with them in a very easy way, you know, because she's also cutting all the edges. And in the Wildwood Tarot, she's also add a very nice you know, additional art with her pen, one by one, 78 cards. So thank you so much, Nan. This video dedicated to you. Bye friends and friendly subscribers. Please have a nice Imbolc. Have a nice day and night when you watch this video. Bye.